படபோச்சே.
ஹாய்டா.
Hello.
Hi. Hey, text them tell lah before you start. You keep suddenly saying hi lah, hi lah.
அதுதான் கியூ. ஹாய்டா.
போடா.
That is what y'all got to take for a cue.
ஏதோ ஒண்ணு.
யாடா. So welcome to another episode.
Welcome to another episode of Bharat Poche. எப்படி இருக்கீங்க எல்லாரும்? For Bharat and Yuva, how are you
இந்த
guys?
வாரம் கொஞ்சம் நல்லா இருக்கு. ஏன்னா ஒரு ஆளு காணோம்.
Why? Oh, yeah.
Right. ஒருத்தன் மிஸ்ஸிங் தான். ரொம்ப பிஸியா இருப்பான்.
அவன் சூப்பர் பிஸி.
Yuva, how's your day?
Busy lah. எனக்கு
Okay.
full தலைவலிடா.
Right. So
we'll add on to your தலைவலிடா.
yeah, so
Yeah, that's why.
you'll come.
Shit.
So let's dive into today's topic. Before that, இன்னைக்கு நம்ம கூட ஒரு guest இருக்காங்க. So I've known this guest for a very long time. She's a very good friend, and she's going to be talking about being an entrepreneur. And so without further ado, let's introduce Safinah. Hi, Safinah.
Hello.
Hey.
Before you go into your entrepreneurship journey, I want to ask, how do you know Sharif?
I knew the sister first.
Okay.
Then I knew Sharif more so when she was getting married towards that timing.
So கல்யாணம்
Yeah,
பண்றதுக்கு
so-
like around
Yes.
then.
I think that during the wedding was where we got a bit more closer.
Yeah.
Before that, I was closer with the sister. Yeah, now it's about same path.
Right.
Right.
So ஷாரிஃபை பத்தி ஒரு சுவாரஸ்யமான விஷயம் சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தீங்க நம்ம குழந்தைங்க முன்னாடி.
பாட்காஸ்ட் ஸ்டார்டிங்லயே வந்து மானத்தை வாங்க போறீங்களா? டேய்.
So Safina, please share with us that interesting story.
So during the sister's wedding, during the henna night, so we were all, standard performance and all the things. இங்க ஒரு தனியா ஒரு ஜீவன் ஏதோ ஒரு மூலையில ஒரு ரோஸ் புடிச்சுக்கிட்டு I don't know what he was thinking. His face was really deep into
Deep
some
in thought.
thoughts. Yeah. Actually, he has the video and pictures. I think if you were to have a look at it, you will know what I'm talking about.
I won't show these two.
He didn't realize until he saw those pictures and videos, and he's like, "Why do I even look like Devadas?"
So நேர்களுக்கு வந்து கொஞ்சம் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணனா I was in my sister's henna night. So ஒரு பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் நடந்துட்டு இருக்கு. So that time I wasn't my time to do anything lah. So I just sit down in one corner. So the rose is a prop for something. For some so I just got bored lah.
அது
I know it
bot
sounds
மாதிரி
like-
எனக்கு தெரியல.
It just got bored and then I just started daydreaming. So photographer and I think he just caught me at the wrong time lah. So
I think the photographer நல்ல நேரத்துல தான் எடுத்திருக்காரு.
Yes.
ஆனா
Rose வச்சிருந்தேன். So why not call me Dancing Rose da?
Call you what?
Dancing Rose.
I'll call you sulking Rose. Rose actually sulk பண்ணிக்கிட்டு.
I think that is more suitable.
You are Dancing Rose is a guy in
Yeah.
Sarpata.
I know that, I'm aware.
There it is.
You should watch Sarpata better.
சார்பட்ட பேட்டை.
பரம்பரை. Pet.
He's fighting Rajiniya.
Yes.
No, I wanted to watch, but then the movie was 3 மணி நேரம்.
Yeah, it's 3 hours long. So,
Fuck.
yeah.
It's okay. ஷரீஃப் பத்தி ஜோக் புரியணும்னா போய் படத்தை பாரு.
Hey, I don't care about Sharif that much now.
Thanks da.
ஓகே ஷரீஃப், ஸோ நீ இனிமே ரோஸ் வச்ச கபூதி நம்ம எல்லாருக்கும் தெரிஞ்சு போச்சு. Let's dive into the topic for this.
Yeah, let's go. Tell us more about yourself. You as an entrepreneur. Safinah the entrepreneur.
Okay. This started like I think 2012 was when I first started Ancientouch as a business, but without registering first. It started, I usually, I think henna, most girls you would know, if they are into henna, they started really, really young.
Okay.
So I was one of those, I think primary school or something. So I used to practice on people, all these things, sisters, relatives. So whenever we have, my family has multiracial or a combination. So I pretty much celebrate all the festive season. So during Deepavali, I'll bring a henna con with me and do it on relatives until 2012 was the first time where one of my auntie actually passed me a $10 note. Then I was like, why are you giving me? It's a usual thing. Then she said, no, this is a service. You have to be paid. That's when it all started. I was like, oh, okay, so I can actually make money out of this. And then slowly, classmates, outsiders, that's how it slowly started in terms of the business. Yeah.
So from 2012 until now, so how could you estimate the எவ்வளவு பிரைட்ஸ்க்கு வந்து henna பண்ணிருப்பீங்க?
Okay, the problem was I started around my poly days. And then after poly, so third year was when it was slowly picking up. So I used to assist like other henna artists and things like that on their bridal assignments. I had a handful at that point of time. And then when I left Australia was when, so imagine like a bell curve. And then I was getting the optimal timing. And that's when I actually left. So which means when I was in Australia, I was turning down a lot of brides. So the sad thing is, people who used to be amateurs at that point of time, 5 years later, they are somebody now in terms of the henna field. So when I returned back to Singapore, I'm kind of like going back from scratch and building it up again, which is the sad part. So in between, that's when all the skincare and all started. I decided to introduce that so that the brand doesn't just fade off while it's not nice to, just keep turning down people and not providing any service. So at least I could offer something. And then when I came back 2020, not too long ago, I thought, okay, finally I can do, all these brides and all this stuff. And then COVID happened. So that's when I started the baking journey, like many others. And then, slowly building back.
Okay. Then, so COVID, how has it like totally like disrupted your flow as a henna artist until it made you change like directions of what you wanted to do with Ancientouch?
I like to take everything in a positive note. So I would say maybe it may have disrupted my plans previously. But if it wasn't for COVID, I wouldn't have started this baking journey as well. So like it was actually more like an experimental thing. I actually never thought I could bake because I almost burned my home economics lab back in secondary school. So baking was never something I would thought of, having as a business or whatever. So same thing, it's always the friends or relatives who actually helps to kickstart, which is a good thing. So I was just, baking Nutella tarts for family and things like that. And one of my friend actually asked me, are you taking orders? And I say, you haven't even tried to bake. Are you like seriously trusting me to bake for you?
Nutella does that,
Yeah, correct. Didn't hang my channel, so now stop at that.
Who won't eat Nutella tarts?
Yeah, but
you won't. But why?
Why?
I don't like Nutella.
What?
I don't.
See, that's the thing. I also thought Nutella is something so like overrated. Everything also got Nutella.
Yeah.
Until I tried it once and I was like, okay, this thing is really amazing. So that's how I got hooked onto it. But I'm not a sweet tooth actually. I just enjoy baking these things. So I sold out more than 200 tubs within less than 2 months of starting it. People are buying it, right? So yeah, that's how it all started.
இல்ல Bharat, how can you not like Nutella? So Nutella நீ சாப்பிட்டதே இல்ல?
சாப்பிட்டிருக்கேன், but not my favorite.
Oh.
இல்லை இப்போ அழகா சொன்னாங்க சஃபினா. ஏன்னா அவங்களே நினைச்சாங்க, it's so common,
Yeah.
And there is like a crowd preference, you see. I prefer pineapple tarts, sweet tarts. அது டப்பா கொடுத்தாக்கா நான். But my question to Safina, I want to bring it back a bit. நீங்கள் வந்து ஹெனாலேருந்து படிக்க போய் பேக்கிங் ஜேர்னி ஆரம்பிச்சிங்க. ஹெனா, what is the importance of henna? ஏன்னா கல்யாணத்துக்கு ஹேனா போடுறாங்க, பிறந்த நாளுக்கும் ஹேனா போடுறாங்க, லைக் ஃபங்க்ஷன் ஹாப்பி, நீங்களே இப்போ சொன்னீங்க ஃபெஸ்டிவ் சீசன்ஸ்க்கு வந்து ஹேனா போடுறாங்க. What's the purpose of henna? Why is it important?
Okay, in terms of like tradition, culturally, like let's put it historically, why they even started it, it's henna. If you take it, okay, the components of it, right? It's made of the leaf, of course, henna leaf, essential oils, water. So henna on its own is actually very cooling. So looking at a bride's point of view, it helps to calm them down. So that's the whole purpose of the henna. To actually, it's like a stress reliever. It beautifies the hand and it calms them down. So I guess for festive season, it's just something they do for like a celebratory thing. Yeah.
So it's அதுக்கு ஆக்சுவலி பின்னாடி ஒரு சயின்ஸ் இருக்கு.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. If you're to look at it in a scientific point of view, then it's to help to calm them down, and it's a very cooling thing. Yeah.
Do you think ஆண்கள் வந்து எப்படி பெண்கள் வந்து ஹென்னா ஆர்ட் வந்து எப்படி அப்ரிஷியேட் பண்றாங்களோ ஆண்கள் வந்து அந்த அளவுக்கு வந்து அப்ரிஷியேட் பண்றது இல்ல? Do you think so? And
this one, right, is actually very 50-50. If you look at it as the art point of view, depends whether you can appreciate it as an art. But I do know of a lot of maybe some handful males who hate the smell. So because of the smell, they just cannot stand it. But that's where the essential oil comes in. So if that can actually tackle it here and there, but at the end of the day, it's henna. It is going to have the natural henna smell as well.
இல்ல சில ஹென்னா அந்த the mixture வந்து I think they add some kind of scent inside also, is it? Do they do that so it doesn't?
It depends. Are you talking about the chemically made ones? Because the one I'm talking about is self-made.
Self-made.
So,
okay.
Correct. So if you're like a proper henna artist, you wouldn't, I don't know how many people I'm going to offend by saying this, but if you are like ethically on the right side, you wouldn't be using those pre-made henna cones or instant henna cones. You would be probably either buying it from somebody else who makes it themselves, or you'll be making it yourself. Yeah, natural.
ஏன் நான் அந்த கேள்வி கேட்டேன்னா பிகாஸ் ஆண்கள் சில ஆண்கள் or like the bride groom or the groom henna art போட்டா use the most common design அந்த கையில வந்து ஒரு circle தான் and plus the sun and then அந்த fingers மேல just cover the fingers up with henna. அவ்வளவுதான். So அந்த that's why I asked the question. So I don't think
for me, I guess there's not too many. I guess if you look in the western side, they've got henna designs which are more like tribal or things like that, which caters more towards a man, something more like masculine rather than feminine, correct? So I guess the sun is a bit unisex, so they just do it.
Sharif ku inime rose da.
Yeah, dancing rose da.
Sulking rose. Sulking rose.
So wait, like உங்களுக்கு ஹேனாவோட இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இருக்கு, எனக்கு ஒரு பிஸ்னஸாகவும் பண்ணியிருக்கீங்க. ஸோ லைக் இஃப் யூ கோ பேக் ஆல் த வே, அது வந்து அந்த ஹேனா வரைகிறதுக்குன்னு ஒரு certain கைப்பக்குவம் தேவை, அந்த கலை இருக்கணும். So when do you realize that you can actually do those intricate shapes and have a steady hand and things like that?
I think this goes back very, very long, but like I would say even like primary school. I wouldn't be surprised even if it's like kindergarten. It all starts. I know I started drawing in a very early age, like kindergarten. I just love art and craft. What I like to do is, when you go to those bazaars, Deepavali bazaar and all those things, right? When they do the henna, I like to take pictures. And then when it's fading, I like to trace over it at that young age. So I guess that's how I picked up, how to control the cone and this and that. This is simply practice. Yeah.
Okay. So, Safinah, so unga Ancientouch entrepreneurship business la வந்து you have this project. Talk about it. Okay, we want you to like explain about Project Bright.
Okay, so Project Bright it was actually inspired from one of the incidents which happened during COVID. So நான் சொன்னேன்ல COVID நேரத்துல தான் நான் அந்த பேக்கிங்ல ஆரம்பிச்சேன்ட்டு. So there was one of my customer, she actually asked, okay, I don't know whether you do this service or not, but I would like to donate X number of Nutella tart. Can you go and give it to somebody like needy family or things like that? So of course, why would I reject it? I say, yeah, sure. So I asked around, okay, anybody whom they know. And then she did offer me, I can deliver it myself. I say, it's okay. Like I want to have that personal touch to go and give it to that person. So I went. So the very first house which I went, that's the one which really touched my heart. I mean, when we are going there, we wouldn't think so much, right? It's just a tub of Nutella tarts. How is this going to be so meaningful to somebody? My mom also gave me some ang pao to go and give that family. So when I went and gave, she accepted the Nutella tart first. Then after I told her, oh, my mom actually gave you this also. I gave the ang pao. And then she just had this pause, just silence. And then she looked at me that she didn't say anything, but the eyes actually spoke like a million words to you. Like they are trying to say thank you, like it's very hard for me to explain what that feeling was. You have to experience it yourself. So my eyes literally welled up. I was so afraid to, cry in front of her or something. So I just quickly I quickly walk away already. So I was like, oh my God, it's actually, she don't know how much is in the ang pao. It can just be $2, it can be $50. But the thing is just that gesture. So it got me thinking, like, how many more people are actually like that, other countries, we say, the rich gets richer, poor gets poorer. I think it's the same case in Singapore as well. So I thought, okay, that was, I always wanted to do something, but I just never knew what to do in terms of, this sort of community stuff. So that gave me a bit of okay, maybe I can do something towards these sort of people. So I think a year passed. I didn't really do much. The thought was just wandering. And then I got married last year. And of course, anybody who got married last year or during the COVID season would know how much of pain it is to change a million times.
Correct, Safinah. அந்த வலி எனக்கு
I
தான்
tell
தெரியும்.
you. And mine was like the
Oh yes, யோகா தெரியும். Yes.
சத்தியமா எனக்கு தெரியாது.
you don't want to know it, honestly. And I was the first batch. So which means you thought everything was going to go according to your plan, and suddenly you have this thing without any warning. Anybody who got married this year, at least you have that warning, you know what to expect. There was totally no warning at all. So that was the point where I was so upset, because it's that one thing any girl, or I don't know, from a guy's point of view, I can only speak about myself, who, they have all these dreams like, okay, நான் இப்படி செய்யணும் அப்படி செய்யணும், ஒவ்வொரு கல்யாணத்தை பார்க்கும்போது, okay, நானும் இப்படி செய்யணும் அப்படி செய்யணும், எல்லாம் இருக்கும், ஆசை இருக்கும். Then suddenly you are told like, no, you cannot have any of this. You have to prepare your mind to change, 1,000 times. So I had this in my mind. I had that donation thing that I did during the baking time, and I was like, this is how people who are less fortunate feels also, right? Like they have this asset, but they cannot afford it, or they have to sacrifice something to actually get it. So that's how that light bulb moment came, and I was like, okay, I don't know how else I can make people, especially brides, happy. Henna is something very underrated, I would say. People think of makeup and all this thing. Henna is like one of the accessory things. It's also art, but it's very underrated. So I thought, why not I sponsor, a bride like a month, every month or something like that. And they must be of certain criteria, I don't want people to be making use of this project as well. And it was nice to see a lot of other people actually coming forward to say, actually, I also want to be in this team. I also want to do something. It was a nice feeling to inspire other people to actually do good as well. I even have like a makeup artist who said, I also want to sponsor makeup. And you all know how expensive that can be, So in total, you can imagine how much a bride can actually, a needy bride can actually save and get what she wants. So each house that I went to at least 5 houses, I think, in the beginning of the year. And then all the cases started spiking even more. So it's a bit low key right now. But from the time I started, about 5 or 6 brides that I did. And each one of them, they don't have much, but the joy is there. And, each house, when I step in and step out, I definitely learn something, especially the very last house that I went. It's a very small, of course, small house, rental house. And they are very the spacing is very near, like if you've been to any one of those very small rental houses, this is
the one room flat and
there's no room also.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Studio flat.
Studio apartment.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So they're literally next to each other. Somebody's having a fight in one house, you can hear it in the other house. Your whole night, I think the whole corridor can hear. Your night of sleep will be disturbed. So I was there until like 12. So there's their neighbor, group of teenagers. They're drinking, and then eventually a lot of drama was going on. I thought the person wanted to commit suicide. I cannot understand what they're talking. It was in Malay, so I don't know the content, but it really sounded like this person is going to jump already. Right? And the people in the household, they were very relaxed. They say it's normal. Don't worry. I was like, what? Normal, ah? And they actually had a young kid in that household as well. So imagine the simple things such as a peaceful night of sleep. They don't have that, but we actually have it. So it's a very deep thing to experience, I would say. It's very hard for me to put it in words. But yeah, I just walked out of the house thinking, I always thought, okay, I want this, I want that, I want this very luxurious thing, all this other thing. But when the moment I experienced that whole drama and I walked out, I was like, you know what? I'm actually very satisfied with my life. I don't want anything more. Yeah.
Wow.
இருக்கிறவனுக்கு வந்து அவனுக்கு என்ன இல்லையோ அதை பத்தி தான் நினைப்பாங்க.
Correct.
ஆனா அவனுக்கு என்ன இருக்குங்கிறது அதை உணர மாட்டான். That's reality.
Yeah, and then after that, that's only after I felt like personally I became even more giving. I was just like, I just want to give people. It's not in terms of like money. I just want to help people. That's all I thought. And anybody who started complaining for the smallest thing, I get very agitated. I'm like, you guys have no idea how much worse, it's going on. And it's. I would really feel like it's every youth, right? They just go around helping in such households or whatsoever. They will learn so much and they will actually appreciate their life much more. Yeah.
Nice. So I want to touch on one thing you said before. So நீங்க சொன்னீங்க henna வந்து is quite underappreciated or underrated because makeup வந்து compare பண்ணும்போது I think henna people don't get the it doesn't get the recognition I think it deserves lah. So I want to like input my experience because நான் wedding photography பண்ணும்போது mandatory நான் எடுக்கிற shot வந்து is apart from the bride and the groom, right? The bride or the henna design. So like kandipa wedding album there will be at least one shot of the henna.
Correct.
It's very it's a memorable moment because after it fades away, right, people will forget how it looks like. So you have to include that shot of the henna design.
And touching on that, right? If you were to think about it, out of 10 pictures where people capture the full bright pictures, maybe only less than 5 you would see credits tagging the henna artist. Most of it confirm wedding, the outfit will be there, makeup will be there, the bride herself or the photographer will be there confirmed. But the henna artist, I guarantee you maybe 2 or 3 out of the 10 shots, 10 different posts, you will see it.
So அந்த வகையில it is underrated lah. It's overlooked constantly.
Correct. And people also try and question, why is bridal makeup so expensive and all those things. Can you believe I ever got quoted $2 per henna?
Makeup or henna?
Makeup also people will actually try and question like, why bridal makeup is so expensive and all those things, but still they get it, they eventually they can accept it and it's it's on my face, it's I will pay for it, doesn't matter. But you will find out how many people actually try and lowball henna and asking like, why so expensive, I can get it cheaper and all this thing. Like early days when I started out, somebody actually asked me whether I can do $2 henna during a bridal henna party for each of the guests. $2,
நீ சொல்லிருக்கணும். Can $2 can just one dot only. Okay,
$1. And the thing is, I mean, the person is not like, she was well to do lah, because I do wedding souvenirs also. So she tried to cut costs on that. She was telling me, because one thing I do is for the candles, I design henna candles as well. So like if they buy X number, sometimes just out of goodwill, if I I'll say, okay, since you get so many, I'll give you X number for free or something, just like complimentary. which I guess happens in most services as well. So this person is actually telling me how much she will pay for the X numbers and how many free I have supposed to give her. So you have, you have this kind of funny characters as well sometimes, and they won't kanaku pakran for their wedding expense, but these sort of accessory stuff, all they will,
So, for henna design, when we talk about henna design, right? We as guys, me, Badav, and Yuva, maybe henna design under the art பார்க்கும்போது we don't know how to truly appreciate the art. So we want to ask you, like, unga standpoint la have you seen any like horribly done henna before?
Okay lah, this
so,
one
நாங்க பார்த்தா you say, oh nice lah, everything done nicely, because we don't know, maybe you don't know how to appreciate, we don't know the science behind it.
Okay,
so we want to ask you,
so for these ones, when all the Gelang bazaars and Deepavali bazaars used to be around, henna is obviously one of the number one things which people will get. You'll see a lot of booths. So there's also those unlicensed booth setups. So of course, people want cheap, right? Because on average is always what? அப்பெல்லாம் வந்து ஒரு $5, $10 per side. அப்படிதான் போகும். So I have seen those illegal booth setups, $2. So of course, they just scribble something and then eventually they won't like it and it'll come to a professional artist to come and, can you fix this? There is another thing lah, like, you know, I'm sure even in photography there'll be cases like that, amateurs trying to take and then they will say, you know, I can get it cheaper. They go to the amateur, everything, maybe 90% of pictures are all like what, shoes and blur pictures, something like that.
Out of focus pictures. The second moment when they capture பண்ண மாட்டாங்க.
Correct. Same story. It's all the same.
Same story.
It's all the same story, yeah.
கரெக்டான போட்டோகிராஃபர் தான் கையில யாரு ரோஸ் பிடிச்சிருக்கா அதுக்கு தான் அந்த கரெக்டான போட்டோகிராஃபர் காசு கொடுக்கணும். So Safinah,
wait for your wedding lah. I'll take the photo.
Dey, you keep waiting. நீ 90 வயசு கல்யாணம் கூட எனக்கு கல்யாணம் நடக்காதுடா. But my question to Safinah, you know, the conversation வந்து எனக்கு என்ன தோணுதுன்னா, like what I'm picking up from this conversation is, நீங்க ரொம்ப entrepreneurial, like 2012 வந்து ஆரம்பிச்சிங்க ஒரு இதை, படிச்சு முடிச்சுட்டு you came back, you started, you went back in again, then COVID happened. நீங்கள் அங்கேயே நிறுத்தலை, சரி வேற என்ன பண்ணலாம், பேக்கிங் ஆரம்பிச்சிங்க, then you added, you know, you're just adding on projects to that. Projects, not say monetizing for that, but to, you know, make a difference actually. And that is a key part of any entrepreneurs. So, இந்த மாதிரி skills வந்து என்னை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் is very hard to cultivate. அது வந்து உங்களுக்குள்ள இருக்கணும். அது சின்ன வயசுலேருந்து உங்களுக்குள்ள இருந்துச்சா, இல்லை நீங்கள் யாரையாச்சும் பார்த்து எனக்கு, you know, were you inspired by someone else?
I mean, funny thing is, when I was young, I actually was very stingy. When my mom wanted to donate something, I was like, no, it's mine, don't give, you know. So it's totally opposite. My mom is very giving. But I guess maybe since I have the exposure, because my parents are from India, so I'm first generation Singapore. So since I have that exposure to what a poor country is like and what I'm living in, maybe I'm able to appreciate that rich and poor balance. But yeah, especially after that COVID, that donation incident, it really hit me hard.
So when you're doing like these entrepreneurial things, அது வந்து செய்யறது சுலபம் இல்லை, like நிறைய டைம் எடுக்கும், எஃபர்ட் எடுக்கும், எல்லாம் பிளானிங் நடக்கும்.
Okay. Fun fact, I'm actually very, very, very bad at time management.
Okay.
Yes. It looks like as though I have it all planned out and very organized. Nope. I'm still struggling with time management. I actually don't really prioritize me time or whatever, because the thing is, in a good way, when you really enjoy what you're doing, you can't really separate that me time and work. So I don't see Ancientouch as work. I just do it as something, is my happy space.
Passion.
Yeah, so since it's my happy space, I don't find that withdrawal. I cannot draw that line, which is actually not very good. I wouldn't encourage that. You need to have that break. So I have to work on that.
Okay. So-
but definitely it does. It is time consuming, lah. It is very
Okay.
time consuming.
So like other than that time thing and but the good thing நீங்க சொன்னதுல வந்து is that you enjoy it because நிறைய பேருக்கு வந்து like அவங்களோட வேலை or their projects is not something they enjoy. So அதை செய்யும் போது அது வந்து ரொம்ப like torturing-ஆ இருக்கும். எப்படா ஃப்ரைடே வரும், எப்படா வீக் டே வரும்னு.
Yeah.
அது அனுபவத்துல இருந்து சொல்லிருக்கேன்.
I think we all know the
So
struggle.
so it is a good thing, but yeah, like you said, and if you never draw any line anywhere, certain other things can get affected also. So and the train of thought, like when you're doing all these things, like your entrepreneurial things, has there been any challenges that you have faced that you have had to overcome?
Okay, one thing about running like a online brand, right? You either have to be an influencer or you have to be very popular in something that you're doing. Either ரெண்டுமே இல்லைன்னா it's a struggle to put your brand out there. So this is where when my brand was slowly climbing, I don't know how many years ago, when back at poly days, and suddenly I just left it and went to Australia. Throughout my 5 years in Australia, I was actually regretting big time. I was like, what have I done? Every time I saw somebody who was growing, I was like, what have I done? I could have been this person if I didn't come here. But of course, I got the degree there. So it's not like I lost it. But there was always this nudge, inside. Maybe if I didn't go, maybe I could have been better. But I mean, everything happens for a reason. Like I say, I like to take things in a good way. So maybe if I continued all the way, maybe all these other expansions wouldn't be there. I wouldn't be a podiatrist, then all these things lah. So it's definitely a very challenging thing. Consistency is the key lah, and you just have to be genuine. You don't have to pretend to be somebody else. When you're genuine, that's what you must be able to relate to your audience. If you cannot relate and you're trying to project yourself as something else, then there's a bit of eventually you won't be able to upkeep to that presence.
Okay, so moving on from henna முடிஞ்சு இப்போ now we are moving on to another topic. So Safinah, நீங்க வந்து you went to Australia for 4 years to study a science called podiatry. So எல்லாமே யூனிக்கா பண்ணுவீங்க. henna is so unique. So what is this யூனிக்கா இருக்கிற study
Podiatry, okay.
Before that, Barav, Australia ஸ்பெல்லிங் தெரியுமா?
எனக்கு ரோஸ்க்கு ஸ்பெல்லிங் தெரியும். I'm not good at it. This is going to be like the joke for the next 1 year, macam.
Hey,
I'm so sorry, Sharif.
No. Please don't be.
Right. So Safinah, just tell us more about what podiatry na, because it's actually a quite a new word for many of us also.
Okay, so it's basically another allied health. Like, allied health is like your physio, optometry, all these sort of things. They are all allied health. They are part of the healthcare, but like more specialized. So podiatry is also one of those, but podiatry specializes the lower limb, especially like the feet and all those things. So from dermatology, which is the skin, nail, or musculoskeletal, there's sports, there's diabetic. There's a lot of different sections like pediatric, sports rehab. It can really go into a lot of different areas. Surgery as well. We do toenail removal surgeries and things like that for like ingrown nails. So what I'm not a very sporty person. So the sports side of it never really interests me because I cannot relate to the injury because I don't play that sport. So I prefer the dermatological aspect and old age care because like I don't know if you have seen pictures maybe on Facebook or something, those really thick nail which is like super long, like 100 years never cut or something like that,
okay, okay.
So that's what I deal with in terms of why your eyes like that.
You mean to say அந்த மாதிரி இருந்திருக்கா?
Yeah, இருந்திருக்கு. Yeah. And I've also seen like ingrown nail. When it's ingrown, basically the nail, you can see the edge, right? Imagine it. So it basically, imagine it's like a razor. It grows into the flesh, and then it gets really infected and all. It can be like twice the size of your toe when it's infected. Can become like twice the size of your normal toe. So sometimes there's been people who coming in with infection like 3 months or something, and I'm like, how is this person keeping up with, like if it's Valiko. That's why I get sometimes you'll be amazed lah, so with the conditions which you walk through. So that's when you either do see whether it needs a surgery or whether you can just manage it on its own. I personally prefer this aspect of it because it gives that instant satisfaction. You are able to relieve the pain instantly, and especially old age people, when they there was one time I went to a old age home. This patient of mine, she was actually gifted this service by the sister to cut her nails. It's actually a gift. Can you imagine cutting nails as a birthday gift? And
so someone sponsored lah.
Yeah, the sister actually paid for this service. It's a medical service, but it's actually like as though you're going for a spa or something. They gifted this person to get their nails cut. So if they get happy about this, so you can imagine how much they actually need it.
I think we should give Bharat for birthday gift as a cutting his beard.
Yeah, so தாடிய அதான் you are exactly I wanted to say that.
மச்சான் தாடிய பத்தி
ஸ்பான்சர் பண்றடா பாரு, தாடிய வெட்டிக்கோ.
உனக்கு நான் ரோஸ் ஸ்பான்சர் பண்றேன்டா, உன் பிறந்தநாள் மெத்தல ரோஸ் போடுறேன்.
மெத்தல ரோஸ் போடுறியா?
already done.
I will
What?
அதெல்லாம் already done.
That's why அவனுக்கு கல்யாணம் முடிஞ்சிரா?
Leave it. So நீங்க இப்ப வந்து அது எப்படி அந்த வார்த்தை எப்படி சொல்ல?
Podiatry.
போடா.
எத்தனை correct. இல்ல அந்த correct இல்ல. அதான் pronunciation correct.
Exactly. It's better to get it right than wrong. So podiatry. And the podiatry so are you involved in that? நீங்க வேலை செஞ்சிருக்கீங்களா podiatry?
நான் actually resign பண்ணிட்டேன். வேலை பிடிக்காம இல்ல, முதலாளி பிடிக்காம.
Wow, spicy.
Well done. Welcome to the 99% of the population.
Yes.
But you're probably the 1% who actually took action about it.
Yeah, so I actually endured it like 1 year 3 months. This is actually my first proper full-time job, right? Because all along I was pretty much self-employed. So throughout the employment, I just, let's put it this way, I was made to believe this is how the working world is. So, which I didn't know, obviously, because it's my first time, right? So I just kept, every time I'll think, okay, is this an issue? And whenever I approach that person, I simply walked out feeling stupid lah. So, yeah. So eventually, yes.
We feel you.
Yes.
We've been there. We've been there.
I'm sure everybody has been there, but I'm glad I'm out of it lah.
So, ஒரு podiatrist, how has that experience, enhanced into your
quitting the job?
No.
It's a touch.
Okay, so இல்ல நீங்க அதுல இருந்து கண்டினியூ பண்ணதால நான்
அந்த எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் ஒரு podiatrist நீங்க படிச்சீங்க, கொஞ்ச நாள் வேலை செஞ்சீங்க, அந்த எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் வந்து how has it transited into Ancientouch? Has it helped Ancientouch?
In a way, so the period that I resigned, pretty much until now, I haven't rejoined the workforce yet because I have another plan. So until then, I just put in my 100% trying to build back Ancientouch to where it was, or at least better than where I left it many years ago, which I'm happy to say that I have attained that. So I'm very happy about it. So all I needed was this few months, and obviously coming from a toxic workplace, your mental health would have been wrecked. So given the Ancientouch is my happy place, it was a very good therapeutic May I stopped. So 3 months. Therapeutic 3 months.
That's wonderful to hear.
Yeah.
That's absolutely wonderful to hear.
So yeah lah. I just didn't want to carry that baggage over to the whatever new place that I'm going. It's a trauma, so best not to start off again.
I think we all got lessons from like bad workplaces lah. I mean, a bit off the topic lah, but bad experiences on workplaces, right? We I know on the தருணத்துல வந்து we get very toxic vibes lah. But after that, when we look back, right, say okay, I learned at least something positive I can take back from at this time.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something I would have never expected myself to get into. I really don't know if it could actually get worse. Of course, this is something everybody will say. Everybody's issue is bigger than anybody else's. So I hope I don't have to face this thing again. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, at the workplace, it's like it is common yet uncommon. Some people unfortunately face பண்ணுவாங்க, but some people have to face it to like ரொம்ப harsh extremes where you like things like you get harassed and you question the whole workplace culture நம்ம நாட்டுல and things like that. So yeah, it is something that people go through, but some people go through it to a very, very rough extent. So
yes, unfortunately, I was one of the few percentage.
I mean, it's unfortunate, but I mean, at least அது நடந்து we like Sharif சொன்ன மாதிரி when you look back at it, like நமக்கு வந்து we can reflect and to some extent our resilience would have been cultivated also. Like you said, நீங்க வந்து you were there for 1 year and 3 months, is it?
Yeah.
It's a very long time, like 15 months to be in a toxic place.
Yeah.
Yes. And still questioning it at that point of time. I only realized at the last 3 months, I was like, oh shit, what have I done?
But yeah, I mean,
in fact, the funny part is I actually went to an internship in this place and I really liked it. At that point, I was like, wow, I really want to be in here. So that transition is what really shocked me. Like, why didn't I realize this earlier? Yeah. And I think the weak point was I don't speak up. I get really anxious. So that was a very crucial thing to an intimidating individual to take advantage of, I would say.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So has the things that you learn in the workforce, like good or bad, like has it translated in any way or helped you in your business approach?
Maybe customer service, because of course you are dealing with patients. So sometimes you of course you do deal with difficult people at times. So how you manage them, how do you negotiate or resolve the issue in a nice manner, because you don't want any sourness in a business environment. So maybe that aspect definitely helped me. If I were to encounter like a really difficult individual in Ancientouch, how am I supposed to handle them? So yeah, that one definitely.
Okay. So like if I were to ask you a question, like the pattern that நான் ஸ்பாட் பண்ணது வந்து you do like the podiatry, you do the project bride, the baking cookies and the henna things. These are all very customer facing. No, but the common thing is that they're all very customer facing. They face another person. Like நாம செய்யற வேலைக்கு வந்து the three of us, we all looking at computer screens most of the time. It's very different. So that's the thing I've noticed amongst all the things, all your endeavors. So can we say that you are motivated and you're fueled by seeing people get positively affected by your service or anything that you do?
You can put it that way. You can put it that way for sure. I think I learned that I actually like communicating with people after I started podiatry, because back in uni we do have an on-campus clinic, so you already start treating patients there. So that was when I realized that I really like to talk to people and have very random conversation. Like it's just to the point I even sometimes, even with the Grab driver, I never used to do this before my degree. I wouldn't talk to the taxi driver all, but you just go and strike conversation with a random Grab driver, like how was your day? Or how many people, was it a busy day? And then they will start telling you the whole life story. And it's such a meaningful conversation at the end of the journey. You feel like you're friends. Yeah.
Maybe
so
it's also because of in Australia வந்து கொஞ்சம் open இருப்பாங்க.
They are quite open. Yeah, correct.
They tend to converse more.
Yeah, like you even say thank you to the bus driver. Every single Australian, like when they get off the bus, right? If you've ever been there, everybody will say thank you and leave. If you don't say thank you, everybody look at you like, what the hell are you doing,
Nice.
Yeah,
இங்க
so
வந்து இங்க வந்து problem என்னன்னா he won't even stop at the bus stop properly. I'm pressing the bell, then I will look at him, "Dey, stop பண்றா டேய்."
Yeah, even the driving mannerism here. So my first exposure was already to a very polite environment. The only thing which stressed me out is every street looked the same direction wise. Other than that, the people are very nice. You put the signal, they will give you way confirm, even if it's a very tight place. So when I came here, when I started driving, I was like, oh my God, I'm actually scared to drive. And it's funny that I'm saying that to Singapore when it's not even like a dangerous place. Then what am I supposed to do when I go Malaysia and all? Yeah, it's you can understand that's their culture, or that's the way they drive. It's understandable. Or even in India, okay, it's fine. It's expected. But then something like that happening in Singapore, I'm like, something is not right. What's the big deal in just letting this person go? When they put the signal, simple as that. Or yeah, I think you will understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
In the driving topic, I cannot add anything.
Because I got very bad experience
Yeah.
with Sharif as a driver. வாழ்க்கையே தொலைச்சிருப்பேன்.
Just to miss that, brother. Just to miss.
வெங்காயம். எனக்கு ரோஸ் வச்சிருப்பாங்கடா. எனக்கு ரோஸ் வச்சிருப்பாங்க.
நான் வச்சிருப்பேன்டா. Like you are posing in his photo, wedding photo, the rose.
Oh, that one. The house one,
Yeah, in the house, yeah.
So, we'll move on to the next segment of our Vada Boche. Actually, இது நம்ம usually earlier பண்றோம்,
but yeah.
But உங்க story வந்து சுவாரஸ்யம் வந்ததால we straight dived into your topic. Your கதை. So, இப்போ வந்து we'll move on to the next segment, which is dad jokes.
Yes.
Appa jokes. Kadi jokes.
So, Safinah.
ஒரே
ஒரு joke.
எனக்கு ஒண்ணுமே தலையில வரலையே. I really cannot think of anything.
I have one joke on her behalf.
Okay, go ahead. Do the honors.
An idiot called her business ancient theory instead of ancient culture.
Very confidently.
And I was actually correcting someone else.
Yes.
That's the worst part. Thanks, lah.
Okay, I have one legit one. What do you call people with OnlyFans? What do you tell people with OnlyFans? Sorry.
Switch it off.
No. Get an air conditioner.
I have one more. What is Michelle Obama's favorite vegetable?
You don't know? Broccoli?
Yeah, broccoli.
Falcons can live to be 12 to 15 years old. So all the falcons that are alive today are born within the 21st century. You know what does that make them?
Millennial falcon.
Millennial. Okay, this is all the dad joke. It's either the dad joke standards are getting lower or we are getting dumber. Because I can actually understand the dad jokes.
Right.
Okay, so the last one from me. A frog had his DNA tested. Turns out he's part Irish, part British, and a tadpole.
You
don't get it, bro. Polish. Pole. Yeah. Okay, nobody got that. That is good.
Yeah, I got it, bro.
Tadpole, da.
Yeah.
I got it, bro.
One more joke, Rumi, sorry.
You watch your second one. Welcome. எனக்கு தெரியும் you got it.
I invented a new word.
Googling,
I know. I invented a new word today. It's called plagiarism.
What?
Plagiarism?
Yeah. Do you get it?
No.
Okay, that one I want to punch you lah. Yes.
So plagiarism, as in, I invented the word plagiarism.
Oh.
But yeah.
Okay.
I tried suing an airport cause I lost my luggage. Lawyers kept saying I already lost my case. Padadum.
Okay, what's the opposite of Discord?
Dead caught.
டேய் வலிக்குதுடா காது. No, actually, that one is similar to one meme that I saw a few years ago. You know the Disney? They put the logo on one knee, then they put Disney on the other knee. Okay, I think we've tortured enough already. Okay, so let's move on to the வடகதைகள். So, இப்ப சவுண்ட் எஃபெக்ட் யாரா கேட்டா?
இல்ல சோஃபா இந்த எபிசோட்ல வந்து no one gave sound effect lah. So
தான் Bhairav just gave a sound effect when you laugh at. ஏதோ ஒன்று. ஸோ சஃபினா, உங்க வாரத்துல ஏதாவது நல்லா வாட் இஸ் யுவர் மோஸ்ட் பாசிட்டிவ் ஸ்டோரி ஆஃப் த வீக்? எனிதிங் நைஸ்?
ரொம்ப நல்லா நடந்துச்சு. ஒரு வாரமா நான் குவாரண்டைன் ஆர்டர்ல இருந்தேன்.
Why?
It's a close contact. So since last I think Monday is it? I still don't know.
Lost count.
Yeah, but luckily we had it at home rather than hotel because I would hate my life for packing for the 9 days. How many things you want to bring? Yeah. So, but it was odd that actually a lot of people that I knew actually got quarantine order this week. Quite a handful. So it's obvious that the cases are rising lah. Yeah.
Okay. So how
just
is that
pretty
been?
much sitting at home watching crime watch and horror movies. Very weird, I know, but I recently realized that they actually uploaded all the crime watch series on YouTube.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
so like really me watch YouTube poichi, like super old ones, like my primary school timing one or even before that. So it was nice lah, just to constantly watch every lunch like 2-3 episodes, and then at night watch a ghost movie.
Nice.
Not every day, but I don't think I watched this much Netflix in a very long time. So this
nice.
I guess you just get run out of things to do, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, just a lot of Netflix this week.
So போன வருஷம் அந்த கோவிட் இது ஆரம்பிச்சப்ப சிங்கப்பூர்ல வந்து when they just impose வெளியூர்ல இருந்து வரவங்க வந்து you have to serve 14 days stay home notice. So I was one of the first few to actually do that. ஏன்னா பாலி போயிட்டு நான் அப்பதான் வந்தேன் சிங்கப்பூருக்கு ஏப்ரல் 2ஆம் தேதி. What happened? 14 நாள் I was just made to stay at home. வெளியே போகக்கூடாது. அவங்க என்ன சொன்னாங்க, மெசேஜ் பண்ணுவேன்னு சொன்னாங்க. நீ எங்க இருக்க ஸ்ட்ரெண்ட் லொகேஷன். 6 நாளைக்கு நான் பார்த்தேன், எவன்டும் மெசேஜ் பண்ணலையே, ஹேவிங் லஞ்ச்லா. திடீர்னு 4 பேர் வந்தாங்க. ஹாய், வி லுக்கிங் ஃபார் பாரத். எஸ், ஹாய். Please. Actually, I wanted to open the door and let them in. But then they said, like, for safe distancing, அவங்க வெளியே இருக்கு. We actually messaged you, but you never respond anything. So we came to check on you ன்னு சொன்னாங்க. நான் காட்டினேன், எனக்கு மெசேஜே ஒன்றும் வரல, என்னதை சொல்றீங்கன்னு. Then they double confirm my number. அதுல ஒரு நம்பர் அவங்க தப்பா எழுதிட்டாங்க.
And who else was doing your quarantine?
You know what's the best part or not? They actually verified my number at the airport, so they sent a message and they actually made sure that the number is correct.
Weird.
So, but the 14 days வந்து எனக்கு நல்லா இருந்துச்சு.
Yeah, இது வந்து I don't know. I just feel like because we were quarantined as family, right? Even my parents as well. So I was just thinking to myself, these 14 days will only be pleasant if y'all are happy with each other. Imagine y'all end up quarantining with one person. Imagine what 14 days putting up your face or being angry. Oh, it's the most ஓடவும் முடியாது, ஒளியவும் முடியாது. It will be hell week, yeah. Especially with old people that we have old people here, and it's very difficult to they cannot understand the whole concept. So it was a challenge trying to explain to them what's going on. and then the mask, the constant temperature taking. We actually have an app. I don't know whether you had an app during
Homer,
that time
is
of
it?
time.
இல்ல
Yeah, Homer.
அப்ப வந்து very new. The app la
okay,
I
okay.
just have to send a location link.
Right.
அப்பதான் it was just the starting, right?
I think so.
just starting.
ஆரம்பிச்சது எல்லாமே.
Yeah, so now we have an app. So you have to like 3 times a day, you have to take a selfie. And then, selfie. And then your temperature morning, afternoon, evening. And if you don't do it, they will call or they will come down if you don't answer the call to check on you. Yeah.
I wonder, if let's say if எனக்கு touch it. And the home app, if I have to use, right? One day I'm using with the tadi. Next day I shave everything. I am escape. Great escape.
Have you seen a monkey? Then
You are a donkey.
With the rose.
Rose.
You're the donkey from Shrek.
You are not dancing rose. You are a donkey rose.
Donkey. So what of you?
எனக்கா I came to find out this week. இந்த வாரம் வந்து என் ஃப்ரெண்ட் வந்து பூவை வச்சுட்டு ஒரு கோலம் நான் கண்டுபிடிச்சேன்டா.
Hey.
I didn't know the joke will escalate.
No, Safinah, this is what will happen. So from here, you'll go into our chat group. So chat group, we have a few more friends. Our FIFA chat group lah. So அங்கேந்து தான்
joke
rolling
எப்படின்னா
பண்ணுவோம்.
அந்த போட்டோ அவங்க பார்த்தாங்கன்னா
Yeah, where's the photo?
உங்ககிட்ட இருக்கா?
Aisha கிட்ட
Aisha கிட்ட இருக்கு. I think
Okay lah.
Kim
Drop a
also has
message.
it.
Drop a
I got
message.
your sister's number. I just asked lah.
I mean, மானத்தை வாங்குறதுனா சிஸ்டர்ஸ் தான் பெஸ்ட்னு
No problem.
எல்லா பிரதர்ஸ்க்கும் தெரியும். So
Why you never shared, Sharif?
No, why
Yeah,
not?
அதோட
Hey,
மோசமான
hey,
photo
hey,
எல்லாம்
hey.
share பண்ணிருக்கியாடா?
அதான்.
There's this one photo on your Facebook. I don't know. I think you leaning down like that. Then you looking at the camera like that. Oh, what? Wait. Fine. Iri.
Hey, that was back in 2014.
Hey, I see that one slept you.
வாலிப வயசு
டேய்,
தான்
இப்ப கூட see அவன் slap him டா.
No, but that one is like ஓங்கி அறையணும்னு வரும். Normally slap பரவாயில்லை. This one like என்னடா பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன்.
I'll finish my வடகதை then.
I will find the picture you talk.
So basically இந்த வாரம் வந்து somebody reached out to us. இன்டர்வியூ பண்ணோன்னு. ஸோ அந்த இன்டர்வியூக்கு வந்து நானும் இவன் ஃபோன் கால் பண்ணி பேசிகிட்டு இருந்தோம். அண்ட் அதை அவங்ககிட்ட பேசும்போது தான் I realized that actually we came a long way. I was actually quite happy that I think as a podcast and we were getting some traction. I don't know if that's the correct word, but
I mean, it's nice to know that the work we put in is like getting more exposure.
இந்த இன்டர்வியூ
I can feel what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, you of all people would understand.
It's like, okay lah, we're not just spitting out shit lah. அந்த மாதிரி.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, when you like when you put your own product or your own service, it's like your own baby, and you know that people are starting to appreciate it, then it's just like கொஞ்சம் motivate பண்ண to go further,
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah.
So I found Sharif's photo.
That is your vadakadai.
This is not my vadakadai. This is the worst tragedy of my life. That I actually had to see this shit. இதை எங்க தரமா கண்டுபிடிச்சேன்? அவனோட ப்ரோஃபைல் பிக்சர்ஸ் ஆல்பம்ல ப்ரோஃபைல் பிக்சரா வேற இருந்துச்சு. Can you see it?
Wait. Profile picture.
பால் வடியும் முகம்டா.
How many people liked it?
இரு.
What is this?
மச்சான் இரு மச்சான்.
டேய் இது பரவாயில்லை.
Hey, all is nice what?
My comment வேற இருக்கு.
இது சேது படத்துல வர மாதிரி இருக்கு.
அட பாவிகளா டேய்.
I think the highlight is you, Sharif.
Actually நம்ம இன்னைக்கு எபிசோட் கொஞ்சம் தப்பா பண்ணிட்டோம்.
அதான்
ஷரீஃபோட ரோஸ் பார்ட் 2 ன்னு சொல்லிட்டு சஃபினாவையும் இன்க்ளூட் பண்ணிருக்கலாம்னு எனக்கு தோணுது. But anyways, continuing to the story.
Hey, இது சைலோ what?
Okay, this one okay lah, not too bad lah. ஆனா போட ஜாக்கெட் ஒன்னோட இல்ல.
ஆமா.
இது
this one okay lah, can this one I don't know what you doing.
இரு. ரோஸ் வச்சுக்கிட்டு இந்த மாதிரி தான் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தானா?
Something like
Maybe
this.
something like
ஆனா,
this.
கொஞ்சம்
Yeah.
அதிகமா.
Hey, just pass the minimizing click to the picture. அவன் full profile கட்டிருக்க.
எந்த படம்டா?
No, just go back to the thumbnail view, then you can choose. It's a bit older, but you're reaching there lah. Press cancel. This one. Hey, we got comment anything or not? You see
Never
the other
da.
comments? ஏதாவது போட்டிருக்கோம். Really? We never.
Never.
See.
ஒருத்தர் கமெண்ட் பண்ணுங்க, என்ன அழகு, எத்தனை அழகு, கோடி மலர் கொட்டி அழகு.
Oh, there go comment.
அப்பவே you still want to punch his face.
இது 4 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடிடா, இன்னும் எனக்கு குத்துறோன்னு வருதுடா.
Oh my god, I'm going to stop share. I cannot take it.
Hey, you can't take the beauty, man.
Day.
Yeah, only thing missing is the rose.
You can't handle the rose.
Yes.
So, your vadagada.
Oh yeah, my one is that me and my wife, who's இங்கதான் பக்கத்துலயே தான் இருக்காங்க.
Once more.
What da?
Why da?
Me and my
Wives.
பொண்டாட்டி. She pretending to sleep. She giving me middle finger.
ஐயோ.
Okay, also pona weekend I made her watch. So she gave me a challenge. So that time I made her watch the Harry Potter series, and she enjoyed it after that. Then she said now, and she the series that she didn't want to finish it so fast because she didn't know what series to watch after that. Then I said அது பிரச்சனையே இல்லை, நான் எனக்கு படத்தை பார்க்கறத தவிர்த்து வேற வேலை இல்லை, so I can recommend you more movies. So at that time I did recommend any movie. Then she said, hey, I thought you got more movies to watch, you give me something lah. So I showed her Wolf of Wall Street.
ஐயோ.
It's a good movie, it's an enjoyable movie.
It's
So
an amazing movie.
Yeah, so she did enjoy the movie. And you know how I know she enjoyed the movie? At the end of the movie, she was doing the few days later also she doing. Then I say, okay, my job is done. My wife and on a paita market, so job done. That is my vadakateda. So I think it's got to a level where she can understand our dad jokes also. Then she laughing now.
So இதுல இருந்து என்ன தெரியுதுன்னா, you call yourself a பைத்தியம்.
Sorry, what?
You admit you're a பைத்தியம்.
Yeah, I never say I never say I'm not.
I think Wolf of Wall Street is one film வந்து எல்லாரும் வந்து can enjoy.
Yeah.
To varying degrees lah.
Safinah, have you watched Wolf of Wall Street?
No.
You should. It's good. But don't watch with your family.
Yeah, don't watch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Don't watch with your family.
There's a lot of drugs and nudity and all that, so it's
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Can I
But it's a
confess?
good movie.
Can I confess I didn't enjoy the movie?
What?
I enjoyed Jungle in the Cruise da.
Jungle in the Cruise. Jungle Cruise da.
Jungle Cruise da. No, but I did enjoy the movie.
Why?
I don't know.
You know, some people they are slow, they cannot,
Yeah, they cannot keep up. They act like they want like the Quaaludes all the time.
I am the kind of pursuit of happiness.
Shut up. Pursuit of happiness.
Yes.
Okay.
அந்த மாதிரி படம்.
Kenda. Okay da. Sandosam. Jungle in the Cruise. There's a jungle in your face da.
I know. That is the speciality.
Okay da. So yeah.
Sharif.
என்னோட
ஆமா
வடக்கதை
இவன் இருக்கானே. Sorry. அவன் போட்டோ பத்தி பேசினவன அவன் இருக்கான்னு மறந்துட்டேன்டா.
என்னோட வடக்கதை வந்து because இந்த வாரம் வந்து I got my second dose of Pfizer vaccine. So சீக்கா கடந்துட்டு I was on just at home doing nothing lah. MCல வேற இருந்தேன். So what I was doing, I tend to do a lot of research, a lot of like a lot of listening to podcasts and all that. So in the paper I came across this research paper, the link between psychedelic drugs and UFO sightings. So என்ன சொன்னாங்க, psychedelic drugs and
UFO sighting.
So in the study of the conclusion, what they did was last year they did this study in USA. So what they did வந்து they interviewed a lot of, I think 1,000 people those who took some kind of psychedelic drugs, right? They interviewed them. So on the results வந்து they showed that whoever took this kind of psychedelic drugs, right, they tend to have this kind of hallucinating visions. and they saw things like, you know, they have different visions. சில பேர் வந்து they'll see like magical creatures, சில பேர் they'll see this one. So ஒருத்தன் வந்து graph போட்டான். So those who took psychedelic drugs, they tend to see the UFO sightings more. So yeah, so so whole conclusion என்னன்னா, so in the UFO sightings is mostly just the same when people get this kind of like hallucinations and visions, and it's pretty like when I படிச்சப்போ it's pretty quite
convincing.
Quite convincing lah.
I think it makes sense why there's a lot of UFO and alien thingy going on in the
correct.
US, especially US.
Yeah. Second, I have two other kada lah. So second other kada na, finally I think Amazon they released this picture for அடுத்த வருஷம் they're going to show the Lord of the Rings series. So they released their first teaser picture for the show. So I'm damn hyped up for the movie lah, for the series actually.
It's just a picture. I didn't release trailer yet, right?
No trailer, just the picture. But you can tell quite a lot lah what they're going to show. Yeah. So with that, we have come to the end of the show. I think those who have listened, we thank you all for listening, and really we thank Safinah for taking the time off to come and talk, chat with us on this podcast.
Thank you for having me here.
பட போச்சே.